Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Trending, where we count down the top 5 trending stories making waves on the internet right now. I am Mercy Erabo, and today's countdown is packed with a family drama, shocking allegations, roadside wahala, and a number one story that has people asking a very uncomfortable question. Do people take male victims of domestic violence seriously? Well, I do not want to waste much of your time. Let's get straight into the gist. Coming in at number 5, let's start in Rivers State, where a video has Nigerians saying, finally, somebody asked the questions we have been asking. The Rivers State Commissioner of Police was captured confronting police officers who had allegedly mounted obstacles on a major road. In the viral clip, the commissioner can be heard asking questions like, why are you blocking the road? Did the Inspector General say roadblocks should stop? What's your name and rank? The officers probably did not expect that kind of inspection. Guys, we need to watch this video together.
Blocking the road. Why are you blocking the road? You didn't hear the IG said they should not be blocking road again? For any reason. If you have to walk here, you have a vehicle here, park and slow down vehicles. Why are you blocking the road? That's why I'm not asking you whether you are stopping truck or not. Why are you Why is the road blocked? Are you the most senior person?
I'm not the senior person.
Who is the most senior person? How many of you are here?
We are, I think we are almost,
You are not sure.
we are 8 in numbers here.
So where are they?
Our commander is not around. I want to call him.
Where has he gone to?
He,
Get his particulars. Come and clear this road.
What is your name?
What's your rank?
As the IG never come here once to tell people not to block put a blockage on the road.
He was said before, he spoke with my commander.
Did he say he didn't tell you not to block the road?
No, this one, he spoke with our commander. Then our commander explained to him that we are stopping only trucks. We are not here for any.
Why are you blocking the road? If you are stopping truck or stopping, why are you using these things to block the road?
Well, the video has earned praises online, with many Nigerians saying they would love to see more accountability like this. This one is interesting and shocking at the same time because it seems the Nigerian police force, they're beginning to hear our cries. We're always coming talking about everything going on in that very force, how they extort money from motorists, how they block the roads, like causing heavy traffic along major roads just because they want to extort money. Most times they're not really doing all of these checks. They just want to go there, extort money. And it's a good thing that the IG of police gave that very order, but I've not seen anyone going on here in Delta State. We've been seeing Port Harcourt everywhere. We've been seeing different viral clips from Port Harcourt. We're really waiting to see anyone rather that would happen here in Delta State. Like I really need to see it because this very Delta State, we've been seeing a lot going on, a whole lot. Even the public transporters, they've been complaining. Even of recent, we heard the public transporters or the keke riders going to the revenue office to lay their complaints, and their issues was still with the Nigerian police stopping them and all of that, and using the opportunity to extort money from them. So at this point, I feel like the IG claim, is it just for Rivers State? We want to hear the one happening in Delta State. I'll be so glad to see something like this happening in Delta State. But sincerely, I never thought I had this soft spots for the Nigerian police force. But seeing a whole lot of clips, viral clips, even the other man that was asked why he wasn't using the Nigerian police belt, and he was saying he had some issues and he wasn't putting on the right shoes, he said, because of the rain and everything. One very elderly man, and somehow I just kind of felt pity for them, saying, oh, they didn't see this coming. Maybe I just had this small spots, soft spots for the Nigerian police. Anyways, guys, away from that, I will come back to this when it finally comes to Delta State. Now, let's get some more premium gist from Port Harcourt as our number 4 trending story for today. A dramatic scene unfolded when residents reportedly rallied around a motorist during an encounter with the VIO officials. The crowd openly challenged the officers, insisting their actions were very, very unlawful. Before long, the argument attracted even more people and the atmosphere became extremely tense. Guys, we need to watch this one together.
See, 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 see. Nigerian VIO, see your work, see your officers. VIO, see your officers. The law says that VIO should not be on the road. Yes, you can see your officers of the VIO. Federal VIO, see your officers. VIO is not supposed to be on the road. They have told them several times. That's the case with Barrister Marshall. Barrister Marshall warned them. That's the case with Barrister Marshall. This is happening live at my one bridge, my Isaac Borough Park. They already took the vehicle. They want to move it out. The question is why is the VIO on the road? Yes. The question is why is VIO on the road? They have been stopped from being on the road. They've been stopped from being on the road. Yes. They have been stopped from being on the road. Yes, they are not supposed to be on the road. Even Barrister Marshall won this case with two people in the court, and they said you people are not supposed to be doing road search. Why are you on the road? That is why I'm videoing you, so you're on.
The question still remains: what are those officials still doing outside? Yes, we heard that the VIO were supposed to be in their office. Their office space is not supposed to be the road. So we actually did number 5 story, and we saw how the commissioner of police in Rivers State was busy going around and checking what the officers are doing. So I think at this point we need to call out the VIO to come out and see what these people are doing. They gave law. We saw that very law that says that the VIO officials are not supposed to be outside blocking roads and stopping vehicles, doing their routine searches and all of these things. We saw all of it, but we keep seeing them in Federal Road. Even some time ago, I thought we did a story of that, and then talking about a lady saying they asked you not to be on the road, and they were saying, oh, they asked us not to be on the Federal Road. This is a state road, but no, they did not mention VIO are not supposed to be outside, but rather at their office spaces. So I still do not know why we keep seeing VIO. Even here in Delta State, we keep seeing them and everybody's acting like it's normal. It's not supposed to be normal because they're not supposed to be outside. They should inspect vehicles in their office space and not outside. So thank God that these persons were able to talk to the officers, and somehow they allowed the motorists to leave. And I feel like this time we should understand that most times we're not supposed to ignore things. When we see things that are not right, as Nigerians, as good citizens, we should try to intervene. If those people had not intervened, maybe they would have just extorted the lady or extorted the motorist. And we even saw when they were even trying to harass a male motorist. We saw when they were trying to harass that very guy. So I feel like when we see things like this, instead of just picking up our phones and recording because we want to be the first to post it, we should try to step in to make sure that the citizens are not hurt, to make sure that everyone is civil in their approach. Away from that very story, guys, let's see what we have as our number 3 story for today. And this story has touched many hearts. A woman identified as Ada Eze shared a heartbreaking account of what allegedly happened after losing her husband of 11 years. According to her, her husband passed away on a Tuesday morning, and by Thursday evening, she says members of his family had already begun demanding access to his properties. Guys, are you thinking what I'm thinking right now? She even further claimed that the situation was made worse because all their children are girls. I thought we were done with this kind of discussion. Guys, let's watch the video.
My husband of 11 years died on a Tuesday morning, and by Thursday evening, his family was already in our compound. Not to mourn him, not to sit with me or comfort me, not to comfort my daughters who were still crying themselves to sleep every night. They came with a notepad. His younger brother Emmanuel was walking around the compound with an actual notepad, writing things down. The compound my husband built from the scratch. The compound he built from nothing, a 6-bedroom duplex with boys' quarters. A garden my husband planted himself because he said he wanted our daughters to grow up around nature. Emmanuel was moving around the compound like a vulture, pointing at the cars, the Prado and the Camry. A Prado that my husband bought for me when I gave birth to my last daughter. He was pointing at it like it belongs to him, writing it down. Then he walked inside to the cabinet where my husband kept documents, and then turned around and asked the houseboy where the keys were. I came down from upstairs and asked him, Emmanuel, what are you doing? He turned around and looked at me with so much disgust. Emmanuel that used to call me our wife, our senior wife. Emmanuel that used to eat my food every Christmas. Emmanuel that used to eat my pepper and oil looked at me like I was a stranger. And he had the guts to turn around, called me by my name, Adeze. We need to start talking about the properties. We need to start talking about the plaza in Oka Road. We need to start talking about the plots of lands in Inde.
Well, this is another sad story that women even suffer in silence. Most of them do not even come on social media to tell us all of these things they go through. And this very story has sparked serious conversations online about inheritance, rights, widows' welfare, and the treatment of women after the loss of a spouse. Many viewers describe the account as painful and deeply unfair. Sincerely, this is really, really unfair. Like, just imagine someone that just lost her husband. She's still grieving, she's still crying, she's still in sorrow, hoping that these people would just come to console her. But rather, they are coming to check all the man's property, saying, you know what it is, you know how it is done. You do not have a male child for our brother. So if she doesn't have a male child for the brother, the daughters, like she said, she had 3 daughters. So the daughters are not supposed to go to school. They're not supposed to be taken care of, all because they are female. I thought we were done with those kind of myopic mindsets. I thought we've left that era. I thought we've all agreed that male and female, they're all children. So since when did we start this whole thing of, oh, she gave birth to all only female, so she's not entitled to? Well, that's why we keep telling people death is inevitable. You do not have to wait until you're old to write out your will. When you know you've accomplished a lot, why not just go write your will just in case anything happens? Some of them will be like, ah, if I write will now, it means that I'm going to die. No, it does not mean you're going to die. But what if it happens? What happens to your children in that kind of situation? Some of them would say, oh, I know my family, I trust them. Well, you trust them because you're still alive. What if something happens to you? What happens to your kids? Now you have babies that you're leaving behind. And if they take everything from this woman, how would this woman take care of those kids? How would she raise those kids? So the fact that they are female doesn't mean that they do not have the same blood running through their veins. I get angry when I hear stories like this because it kind of makes us feel like, oh, daughters and sons, they're not the same, the male, and I feel like these are one of the things that the feminists are fighting for. Yes, that's why most people just feel like they're overdoing it. It's because of stories like this. Why would you tell a woman, because you do not have male child for my husband, a husband that paid your bride price, he paid in full, you're married to him legally, traditionally, even religiously, and because you do not have a male child for him, so you're automatically not the wife? I really want to understand why this is going on in certain cultures and tradition. It's so sad, and I hope that she knows the right thing to do. She should take them to court, do whatever she needs to do. She needs to make sure she stand up and fight for her daughters. Guys, away from that very sad story, let's see what we have as our number 2 story for today. And this story is from Anambra State, and it has left social media users completely stunned. According to reports, a woman was apprehended at a hospital after allegedly posing as a nurse. Reports claim she entered the facility dressed like a healthcare worker and allegedly attempted to live with a newborn baby. Just imagine the shock when people realized that she wasn't actually hospital staff. Well, a lot is going on in this country, and this one is another shocking and surprising story. Guys, let's watch the video.
Oh, okay.
Well, guys, this very incident has generated widespread concern online, with many people calling for tighter security measures in the hospitals, especially around maternity ward. And I feel like I had this discussion. I think yesterday I was having this discussion with somebody. Just imagine giving birth as a woman, especially the ones I think it was Lolo, one of these social media, how do we call them, influencers, yes, that she was talking about the very one that played out, and how this very lady gave birth, through CS. And when you give birth through CS, you really do not know what's going on. Even the normal, the one they call the normal delivery, even after doing all of that, you still do not know what is going on, because at that point you're stressed, you just want to relax, you might not even see the face of your baby, and then something else is happening. Just imagine that woman was just there laying on that bed. She didn't know what was going on, and she would have just thought that it was just a normal nurse coming to do the usual check on the kids and all of that. And then, but somehow they found out that this one is not a nurse. She just came in. How was she able to come in the first place? It means that the security there is not tight. That's one thing I feel, because as a nurse or as a staff, you're supposed to have your ID cards and all of that. How did she even find her way in the first place? These are questions that we need to ask, and I hope that it's even the first one in that very hospital. We hope that it's not been going on, and we hope that this is even her first attempt. Like they said, she was about to go sell the child for 3 million naira. Just imagine a child that you took 9 months to bring this child out, and somebody would just go and sell your child for 3 million naira. This one is another sad story happening here in Nigeria. Well, it can only be Nigeria. Honestly, guys, this one sounds like something straight out of a Nollywood movie. Away from that, guys, let's see what we have at our #1 trending story for today. Our biggest story today is one that has sparked a major conversation online. A viral video allegedly showing a man being physically assaulted by his wife has left social media divided and emotional. Oh my God. So men suffer domestic violence too. Guys, let's watch this.
Fún mi láṣọ kí máa wọ̀, òun lùdí, òun fọ́ kí máa bọ̀ ṣe gbọ́ ṣagídí, ó lágídí tó, wọ́n fọ́ ní bọ́ọ̀lù wá sí wá pọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ bí sílẹ̀, ó kò lágídí ni, wá jẹ́ wọ̀n. Fún mi láṣọ, wọ́n wọ́n lẹ́yìn tó wọ̀, àbí kí ló ń ṣe bọ̀? Ó fún mi láṣọ, òun ní kí bọ́ta bá.
Well, I love them big, I love them thick. And you're not big, you're not thick. When it comes to situations like this, Will you be able to defend yourself? Anyways, guys, that was on a lighter note. Well, many viewers are saying that the situation highlights a reality that often goes unnoticed. Some men experience domestic violence but remain silent just because they fear that they would not be believed or taken seriously. And the video has generated thousands of reactions, with many people calling for equal attention and support for all victims of domestic violence, regardless of the gender. And honestly, the conversation online has been really, really intense. And some people are sharing personal experiences. Others are challenging long-held assumptions about who can be a victim. But one thing is clear, this story has people talking both online and offline that the men do suffer from domestic violence. Most of them, I feel, based on shame and stereotype, they may not really come out to talk about it. Why? Because people will just feel like, why would you say a woman is beating you? But most of the times we forget to really understand that this men, it's not like the women may actually be able to beat them, but the fact that if they try to defend themselves now, and then that's the one we see as domestic violence, that, oh, he was beating that woman, not knowing that that was just self-defense. But a whole lot of persons would just react to it. No, why would you raise your hand to hit a woman? On no account should you raise your hand to hit a woman. But guys, this one is very sad. The very first time I watched this video, I was quite emotional that men suffer in silence and they do not speak up. So I think we should now talk to the men. If you're going through domestic violence, see, forget shame, throw away shame, come out. Like we advise the women, if it's not working, please leave. Leave as for you to leave. Yes. Do not stay and say, oh, I'm staying for the kids. I do not want my children to grow from broken home. No, you have to leave and do co-parenting separately. Maybe it's better you're separated than staying together. You do not have to die in that marriage, be it a man or a woman. Once you know that at this point, the marriage or the relationship is toxic, please leave. And again, I'm going to still talk to the man, this very man. Before you marry this person, you must have seen the signs. Like we tell people, do not ignore the signs. These red flags that you see in a relationship, when you get to marriage, you would see the double of it. So whatever it is that you know you cannot tolerate in marriage, please do not tolerate it in relationship. Guys, with that very story, I think we've come to the end of today's countdown. Well, we had really interesting stories, from hospital drama and family disputes to roadside confrontations and conversations about domestic violence. The internet has definitely been serving us a premium gist. So tell us, which story got your attention the most? Drop your thoughts in the comment section, because trust me, today's comment section is going to be very, very busy. I remain Mercy Erabal. I'll see you same time tomorrow. Bye for now.